Hey everyone. So I hope the bachelorette is going amazing. Olivia sent me over some questions to answer, and this is part of the newlywed game. What I'll do is I'll actually read out the questions and give my responses to you. I'll leave some time in between question and answer to give you guys some time to think of what the response might be. So let's get started. Where did you go on your first date? This is a pretty easy one, so I'll come in right away and just say Christie Pitts. That's where we got engaged, and during COVID, that's where we decided to have our first date out in the park. Next question is, who said I love you first? Who said I love you first? Well, the answer is that was me. What I actually said was, I love Dove. I kind of just blurted it out, and I'm so happy I did because soon after we became boyfriend and girlfriend, and that was a very special moment for me, of course, and for us. Next question is, when and where was your first kiss? Well, it was actually on our second date. We had gone to Booyah to get some ice cream, and after finishing the ice cream, Bronwyn invited me to her place for espresso martinis, and I was like, heck yes, I've never tried one of those. I'd love one. So, we strolled on over to her place. I was, rolling my bicycle along, and we were actually on this very couch when I went over for the kiss. And the rest is history. Okay, next question. Who is a better kisser? Who is a better kisser? I'm a little biased. I'm just going to say it's me, and end of story. Next question. Sorry if you didn't like that, Bronwyn, but it's just the truth. What's your spouse's biggest pet peeve? What is Bronwyn's biggest pet peeve? Two things came to mind. One was when my feet are a little stinky. That does happen sometimes, especially on a hot day. And the second one are my farts. I do fart sometimes as well, so she doesn't like that for obvious reasons. And one of my biggest pet peeves is when Bronwyn scrolls on her phone while we're watching a TV show or a movie or anything that I enjoy watching, because I really enjoy when the person I'm watching something with is paying attention. So when I notice she's not paying attention, I get a little upset and then move on. Okay, next question. What was the name of Bronwyn's first pet, and what was the name of mine? So I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this question, because unless you had some random goldfish when you were younger, it must be Shreddy. I hope I'm right about this. In my case, I also had a dog as my first pet, and his name was Bobby Sunshine. Really adorable boy. We miss him. Next question is, what would Bronwyn say is my best feature, and what would I say is hers? Well, I have to say her best feature is how nurturing she is as a person. It comes to her so naturally, and that's what makes it so compelling, is that it's very genuine in how she goes about it. And that's something I felt like I've missed throughout my life. So seeing that in her and feeling that nurturing presence went such a long way for me. Um, and now, what I think my best feature to her is, and I'll say this jokingly, it's my US citizenship. I think you'd like that one, Rowan. Next question is, what was your spouse's first job and what was my first job? Hmm. Well, I think Bronwyn's first job was as a babysitter. From what I understand, Bronwyn was always being taken around by other families on trips because she would have a great way of settling any conflicts between, parents and their kids. So she has this natural talent of kind of caring for others, and like I was saying earlier, so it makes total sense that I think her first job was as a babysitter and later on as a lifeguard. Mine was as a camp counselor. Okay, next question. How many children does your spouse want? I think we can both agree that 2 or 3 kids is optimal. We know that one is too few because then they don't have someone else to hang around with. And anything above 3 kind of feels like too much. So 2 or 3 is, I think, what we have agreed on. I hope I'm right about that, Brahman. I hope you don't expect us to have like 5 kids. I can't do it. Okay, next question. What is your spouse's coffee order? What is your spouse's coffee order? I would say that Bronwyn's is a candy cane latte, because it was Christmas time, and we had been driving. We drove up to this Starbucks, and she went out to grab something and found out they had this candy cane latte on the menu, and for some reason she became so joyful, and I hadn't really seen her react that way as she has with other coffee orders before, so I'm definitely going to go with that option. And in my case, it's much more simple. I'm good with an Americano and some milk, and so is Bronwyn, but there's something about that candy cane latte. I don't know what's inside of it other than the candy canes, but she's all over that. The next question is, what is your spouse's dream vacation? This was a tough one for me just because I think we settle on somewhere new almost every day. There are so many places we want to go, and they would all be dreams to visit together. We talked about Mexico City, we've talked about France, we've talked about Israel, we've talked about Indonesia, Australia, like so many places. The last place we've actually spoken about is Austin, Texas. So pack your bags, Bronwyn, because I think that's our next destination. The next question is, who is most likely to get lost? Who is most likely to get lost? My response was, depends where we are. So if we're in the city of Toronto, I think there's a good chance that I'll be the one to get lost and Bronwyn will be the one guiding us. But if you go like anywhere outside of Canada, I think I'll be the more dependable one. So that's my final answer. Next one is, what is your spouse's favorite restaurant at the moment? Favorite restaurant at the moment. Well, just this past Sunday, we had this amazing meal at Chili Peppers. It's this really cool, authentic Mexican restaurant on DuPont and Davenport. There's no place really like it in our area, so once we found it, we've been so happy it's there. And something about what we ate this past Sunday was amazing, and we've been thinking about it and talking about it ever since. So I'm going to say at the moment it's probably Chili Peppers. That's our favorite spot right now. Next question is, your spouse asks you to grab them a treat from the store on their way home. What do I buy? So, what do I buy? I think everyone will have their opinions on this. And I'm sure they'll converge because we know Bronwyn well enough to know that she loves candy. She loves it. Don't come between her and her candy. I've tried that before. It doesn't go well, especially if the candy is from Copenhagen. That's especially off limits. What I would grab her is some Sour Patch Kids, and if that's not available, I'll go to the next best thing and get a tub of her favorite ice cream, bubblegum flavor, because that's your favorite flavor, Bronwyn. I know it is. For me, I'm more of a savory guy, so I'll take some cheddar jalapeno Miss Vicky's, for sure. Sorry, I just got a notification. Never mind. Who is your spouse's favorite singer? Favorite singer, who is it? Well, I'm going to go with my gut on this. It's based on having seen Bronwyn play this same album over and over again for several weeks, is what it felt like, at least. It was at the beginning of our relationship, and I couldn't get the songs out of my head, and I actually learned to dislike this artist. In any case, I still think it's one of her favorites at the very least. Ariana Grande. I have a good feeling about this one. I'm pretty sure it's correct. And mine is, well, I don't have one specifically. One of them is Frank Ocean. I really, really like his music. Next question is, what is your spouse's favorite movie? Favorite movie, what is it? Well, for Bronwyn, I think it's Princess Diaries, and I don't know exactly why. It's probably just this nostalgic thing. But she was so happy when we sat down to watch it together for the first time, and she was so happy about that, and I was happy for her to be there, so I'm gonna go with that film. For me, it's Good Will Hunting, and we haven't watched that together yet, and that's because I will need the commitment from her that she won't scroll on her phone. So Bronwyn, if you can commit to that, let's watch that movie together. It's really good. Next question is, what did your spouse wear on your first date? So, yeah, what is that? What did we wear, Bronwyn? Well, I know that what I wore was much less flattering than what you wore. You were in this very pretty black dress that is one of my favorites of yours. And I, on the other hand, was wearing my faded navy shorts, my button-down shirt with the squiggly pattern on it. Mind you, I've discarded both of those items already. And my backward baseball cap. All of that. And I've come a long way since then. So Bronwyn has stuck by my side through thick and thin. Thank you. What is your partner's go-to alcoholic drink? I have a good feeling that it's a spicy marg. If you know Bronwyn, you know that she went through this phase, and she might still be going through it, of drinking spicy margaritas one after the next. You could not remove it from her hand. She was all over those things. In my case, it's simpler. It's just a glass of white wine. Second to last question. What is Bronwyn's favorite color? I really hope I get this one right, because if I don't, I'll be very sad. I'm pretty certain it's blue. Please say I'm right about that. And on to our last question for this game. What is Bronwyn's favorite TV show? Drum roll. I'm pretty sure it's The Bachelorette or 90210, either one. And that concludes this version of the Newlyweds. I just want to say I hope The Bachelorette is going amazing, and I love you, Bronwyn, and I can't wait to celebrate with everyone come November. And thank you, everyone, for putting this all together and making this a special day for her. And yeah, I hope the Bachelorette goes amazing. And bye, y'all. Take care.